Hello everyone, the December review here. Apple TV brings us the first season of the new TV show Little Voice. Brought to us by Sara Bareilles and J.J. Abrams, Little Voice follows the story of Brittany O'Grady as Bess King, an aspiring singer-songwriter living in Manhattan, working multiple jobs, caring for her family and friends, and somehow finding time to struggle with a music career. I'll be taking a look at each episode of the show, so be sure to subscribe to the channel for future videos, as it looks like there will be 3 released over the next few Fridays. It was announced back in 2018 that Sara and JJ would begin production on the show. Legendary filmmaker Jessie Nelson is on board as co-writer, director, and showrunner. Her many accolades include the adaptation of the mega-successful and highly recommended Broadway musical Waitress. Catch that on tour once things get up and running again next year, hopefully. She also had her hands in many feature films, including writing 2 underrated gems, The Story of Us and I Am Sam. The latter she also directed. So there is some top flight talent right there steering the Little Voice ship. Let's jump right into episode 1, I Don't Know. The title of the episode doubles as the main undercurrent song our lead Bess is writing. Her notebook page flutters onto the ground as she dog walks, picking it back up and continuing on her way. It's a very subtle way to introduce the episode. Bess has a storage room doubling as her writing and recording area. She bumps into Ethan, played by Sean Teal. He is an aspiring filmmaker and has the room right next door. He overhears the song she is working on and says hello. After a cold shoulder, the two talk and warm up. As the episode plays out and being the origin story of sorts, we see Bess not only dog walking throughout the day, but also teaching music to a host of generations. She also is a bartender at a nightclub. We meet Louis, Bess's brother, played by Kevin Valdez, who is starting his own new chapter in life. He is obsessed with Broadway musicals and adds a wonderful comedic charm to the proceedings. We also meet Bess's best friend, Prisha, played by Shalina Bathina. She is a singer in a mariachi band, and we learn that Bess had a bad night playing her original music that has left her reluctant to ever want to try again. Now, working at the bar, we meet a few people including her boss, a guitarist named Samuel, and a co-worker named Benny, played by Philip Johnson Richardson. Turns out there is some drama from the main act scheduled to perform that night. In a turn of major self-confidence, Bess steps up and steps into the slot, much to the chagrin of her friends who were worried since up until now her demeanor has been to run in this exact opposite direction. The moment plays out to give us an early redemption, the kickoff of an amazing songwriter who gets up on stage and knocks it out of the park, setting up an instant line to fame for the rest of the season. Well, unfortunately, things don't go well as she can barely get through her first song, starting it over until finally giving in to classic rock covers. Afterwards, she is met by Ethan and is surprised to be introduced to Layla, his apparent girlfriend. Uh-oh. An upset Bess makes her way through the New York streets where we find a doo-wop group. Turns out one of the men is Bess's father, Percy, playing lovingly by Chuck Cooper. After some words of encouragement, the episode ends with the finishing touches on that song, I Don't Know. So after one episode, there is one thing I do know, and that's Little Voice has mega charm and its heart firmly planted in a good place. First episodes are tricky as we have to get the formalities out of the way while introducing the major players, setting up the baseline for what will unfold over the course of its total runtime. So with that in mind, the show is a winner, filled with likable characters and relatable premises. You're instantly rooting for Bess to conquer her fear, all the while smiling along with the touches of comedy sprinkled in. The backdrop of Manhattan in its pre-COVID days is a breath of fresh air in the madness of current society. The city comes alive with music all around as pianos and buckets all get blended into the scenery. The show feels electric and very creative. For Sara Bareilles, the show is an absolute dream. You can see sprinkles of the singer's own journey mixed into the story, and she is the musical creator for the show, and there are a host of brand new songs Sara has written that will seemingly enter every episode. This is a must-watch and must-have soundtrack for her audience. The fact that we will get an album's worth of new material is an amazing surprise for me, though I probably should have seen that coming. For that, I am very grateful. So it looks like we're going to be getting a cast album, most likely when everything is said and done, as the songs Sara has written and will be performed by the performers on the show. So for anyone looking for an escape and wants to settle in with some great music, likable storylines, and a charming cast with its lead front and center as someone to root for and invest in, look no further than Apple TV's Little Voice. This is highly recommended.